Thursday morning, and it's time for Tech for Seniors Live, where technology gets its deserved deep dive. This isn't happening via Zoom, so we can't see who's joining the show. So please sign in to the chat box below as we gather around the screen, both far and wide, with curiosity as our ever-trusty guide. We'll navigate the digital seas, a knowledgeable crew, exploring all the tech tips, both old and new. No need for cameras, no need for dress. Just bring your questions and we'll address. From gadgets to apps and all the tech lore, we're here to help, to teach, and much more. So type away in the chat. Don't be shy. Our tech-savvy hosts are here to reply. It's Thursday morning. Let the tech talk flow at the Tech for Seniors Live, the best tech show.
Have you got your new Apple iPad mini? Or have you got your new Kindle Color e-reader? I'm Ron Brown. This is Tech for Senior Live. We're going to talk about all the news of the week and spend some of your money. It's going to be a lot of fun. So anyway, we are here today to have a great time. And for those of you who think we're a bit crazy, you're probably right. And just to introduce, I'll introduce everybody in a minute, but just remind everybody that we do have a show on Monday. It's our Monday show. And we have, I was listening to Leo Laporte this morning. He's at 1,002 episodes. Well, Huey, we're at 236. So we're working our way up there, but not quite as much as Leo Laporte, a national broadcaster. So anyway, we are, so that's our Monday show, which is a Zoom meeting. But of course, this isn't Zoom. We're broadcasting this out to YouTube and Facebook. So we have no idea who's out there. So if you would be so kind as to put something in the chat, say hi, how are you, what the weather is. Do you have Android 15? I'm interested. I got my Android 15. We'll talk all about that today as well. Bob's shaking his head. He doesn't have it. And of course, most of the people will get it right now will have Pixel phones. So no, anyway, we'll see what happens. And we're going to talk all about that this week. So let me introduce let me introduce everybody today. And of course, we've got our drenched Huey, who survived a direct hit from our hurricane. Bradenton, Florida was on the direct path, and Huey, you survived.
Yes, but boy, I tell you what, I have never had a direct hit where the eye actually went through my area. It hit a few miles south in Siesta Key, which is outside of Sarasota, but it was a big enough eye that we were in it as well.
So, and of course, you lost power.
I lost power for 5 days. We lost it for 3 days in the clubhouse, which we normally don't lose it. And so I have an empty refrigerator and an empty freezer.
But you're back now, and you're back now, and I've seen you've been publishing a lot of articles to go through. We got a busy day today. You've really put a lot of articles up.
Yeah, well, I haven't been online posting
Internet was-
anything.
So how was life without internet?
Actually, I had internet the whole time.
Oh, you did. Okay. All right.
And I'll tell you why when we talk about the Mini.
All right. Bob Gazisha from Los Lunas, New Mexico, where nothing ever really bad happens up there. He's pretty safe, right, Bob?
Yeah, right.
Little wind occasionally.
That's why I have a handyman who does do regular work here. Yeah, we don't get hurricanes. We don't get any of that bad stuff. We just get it in moderation. And so it never makes the news.
Ah. And then, of course, we have Ray Baxter from Pine, Arizona. We're going to be talking about Arizona because Ray is going to be very, very wealthy. They have been starting the big chip manufacturing there in Arizona. Big wealth coming into the state. We're going to talk about that today. Amazing. So have you bought a new car yet, Ray, or what's happening?
Well, I wish it did affect me somehow directly, but it doesn't. But we talked a little before. I'm anxious to see how the general infrastructure of the state of Arizona can handle the requirements of chip manufacturing plants.
Yeah, but it's big. It started out the good article today on it, and hopefully we get to that article and we'll talk about it. But
Good.
Wow, they're starting to produce big time chips, so that's exciting. All right, Huey. I did your job last week, and it was stressful. So I'm really happy that you're back to do all the comments.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back. I tell you, I missed it.
Well, tell us, is there anyone listening?
I'm sorry?
Is there anyone listening?
No.
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
Gerald Smith, West Seattle, 46 degrees. I'm still looking for a replacement battery for my Pixelbook as the battery failed and is swollen. Installed Android 15 on my Pixel 8 smartphone. Well, Gerald, just leave it up for a minute. Gerald and I are sort of the same, we both have Pixel 8s and we both have Pixelbooks. So Gerald, the Pixelbook, I think we're out of luck with the battery. It's just not going to happen because it's just welded into that thing, and we can't replace it. Pixel 8, yep, Pixel 8 got Android 15 on mine. We'll talk about that today. So well done on that. Sally Ann from Kirkland, Washington, please remind your adult children and grandchildren to vote. Well, in fact, we have a provincial election this Saturday, so we're going to go and vote this Saturday. Voting is fun. Genealogy. Sig. Oh, this must be Murray from Victoria. Good morning from cool Victoria, BC, with light rain but sunshine predicted this afternoon. Mike Saunders from sunny day in Chesham, UK. Very good, Mike. Welcome. Steve Powell, Kirkland, Washington, 48 degrees and overcast. Mike Ungerman, fall weather has come to Central Florida, cool and sunny. Well, hold on. What's cool now in Florida? You're not putting you down to 90 degrees or something?
Oh, it got down to 58 here last night. It's 62 right now. It's only going up to 78.
Yeah. Well, it's 43 here. So, and it was a lot cooler last night. So, Jeff, 64 degrees Fahrenheit in Long Beach, California. A little overcast today. Oh, I got to tell you. So it was very interesting. We're seeing all the RVs sort of stopping in at gas stations, filling up, and the mass migration is headed south. Let you know that, Huey, it's coming, and Ray, the Canadians are coming. I see them. It's really sort of a funny feeling because this is the time when Gail and I used to take off and would travel south, and all our friends are starting to leave south. So the Canadians are coming.
We welcome that with all that money to spend.
Yeah. They had police at every gas station that had gas and long lines going down the street and around the corner.
Yeah.
And they'd let one at a time go in and fill up because it was they just didn't have gas. That started coming into the port in Tampa, and they started distributing it. So it should be better today and then the next couple of days, but it's been terrible.
I don't
we all
imagine.
remember 1973.
Yeah, I don't imagine
I-
if you had a big RV and it was in the lineup there, people would be very happy with you.
Yeah.
Bernard, Sterling Heights Computer Club, Detroit, Michigan. Mike Higgs, 16 degrees, sunny in Ireland. Wow, all over the place. Hi, Mike. Mike Ungerman, Android 15, downloading just now on my Pixel 8.
So apparently the Pixel 8s and newer are getting it. Those of us still on a 6 will have to wait.
Well, as I said, Bob, at least in Canada, my friend yesterday downloaded Pixel. She has a Pixel 6 and downloaded it yesterday on her Pixel 6. Richard Clarkson from Monrovia, California, 61 degrees going up to 68 later on. That's not much. Bob Baxter, Bellevue, Washington, 48 degrees, sunny afternoon with 53 degrees, rain Friday and Saturday. Richard Clarkson, no Android 15 at all yet, or UI 7 on my Galaxy S23 Ultra yet.
That's it. We're caught up.
We're caught up. Oh, there we go. All right, let's get on to the a couple of topics we want to talk about. Got lots of news articles to go over. Announcement this week. I want to just let everyone know, Apple, of course, has a new iPad Mini out. And so this is actually available now, and it's on sale at Walmart, if you can believe it. Oh, did I tell you something? Our Walmart had a big fire. Yeah. So it was obviously intentionally lit. One of the clothing racks caught on fire. Big fire in the store, closed the whole store, and then they got into big trouble because they had they're taking the whole store's contents to the dump. And they're replacing it all, which of course included canned foods and everything, which I thought they could give to the food bank, right? So there was a big stink about that. Anyway, our Walmart's closed for a little while. The iPad Mini design changes. This is the 7th generation iPad Mini, and it looks identical to the last model except for the colors. There are 4 of these colors that are blue, purple, starlight, and space gray. The iPad Mini is compatible with the new Apple Pencil Pro, which launched earlier in the year. This means every iPad apart from the entry level works with this latest pencil. The tablet also works with USB-C. In previous iPad Minis used the A15 Bionic chip. That was fast, but it still isn't capable of Apple Intelligence. So Apple has upgraded the chip to the A17 Pro, first seen in the iPhone 15. Apple is selling this as a big upgrade in lots of ways as support for Apple Intelligence. The new Apple iPad Mini has 128 gigs of storage and is most affordable configuration, which is twice that of the last model. There are also a model 256 gigabyte storage like the previous gen version, and for the first time, an iPad Mini with 512 gigabytes of storage. And what is the price on this? Blah, 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 blah. Pre-orders are open, and it goes on sale for $4.99 US on October the 23rd. But apparently, you can buy it right now. I saw some ads in Walmart for it. So this is the new. If you are in the if you're looking for the iPad Mini, it's got the new chip in it. So you want to be careful. You might as well get the new one.
I have an iPad, not the Mini, but I have an iPad. It's the 9th generation. It's not the latest one, but I recommend to people, if you're buying it to be very mobile, there's an option that you can get on the new Mini as well that I have on mine, and that is not only is it Wi-Fi, but it's cell accessible. There's a place for you to put a regular phone SIM in there. And you pay anywhere from $10 to $20 a month, add it to your phone bill, and you have access to it wherever you are. If somebody else is driving, you can be accessing it while you're driving down the road. And I found that, especially the last 6 days or 7 days, the Wi-Fi, when we did have power, the Wi-Fi wasn't working, the cable wasn't working, and I was online.
Huey, did you ever lose your cellular connection in the storm?
No,
You didn't, eh? And I guess that's partly the advantage, of course, is you can bring portable units in and stage them around portable transmitters so that people don't lose their Wi-Fi coverage or their cellular coverage, eh?
Yeah, I did notice that they were putting brakes on it. What's the term? I can't remember.
Slowing the speed down, yeah. Limiting.
Limiting the speeds. So the speeds weren't really good, but it was good enough for me to do some things. And most things, it was difficult to get on the show the 2 Mondays, but other than that, I was able to pretty much keep up with things.
So who of you has not heard of Intel? Bob's raising his hand. Of course, we all were raised on Intel, and we were all raised on i3, i5, and i7 processors. Like, they've been around forever, right? And the concept of those. And of course, one of the newer concept, of course, is Qualcomm. And particularly with their Snapdragon chip out now, which of course we talked about this quite a bit about the Copilot Plus PC series that's out now. So what is interesting to know about Qualcomm is, I looked this up. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Qualcomm's actually worth about $190 billion. Like, it's a massive, massive company. Whereas Intel is pegged at about 80 billion. So, and there is actually a move afoot. It's still alive, and there's still discussions going for Qualcomm to buy Intel. And that's a story we're going to be covering a lot in the next 2 or 3 months. I can tell you that right now. Anyway, we've talked about their Snapdragon. When you go to buy a PC now, when you're saying, well, I might buy a Intel, they want an i3 or an i7. No. We're now talking about a Snapdragon chip in there, not an Intel chip. And that will have the new NPU chip in there as well, into that chip. Now, the story, of course, is that is Snapdragon's Generation 4 is going to really give this company a massive surge. And we're using Generation 3 right now. This is the one that's in your current PCs, but we're moving to Generation 4, and stock is shooting upward after an analyst Ming Ko commented in the company's Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 shipments. Analysis noted that Qualcomm stock price has already factored in the inevitable impact of Apple Inc. developing its own 5G chips. The company is poised to benefit from better than expected momentum in the fourth quarter of 2024 and in the favorable trends of 2025, including AI smartphone and AI PC computer growth. So I thought that was just an interesting story, because when you go to buy a PC now, and I did a video about purchase considerations for a PC in 2024. We've talked about that on our show, but you'll be looking at Qualcomm's chip now. It's very interesting, and we'll be talking more about that story. Any comments, you guys, before we get on to the story?
Yeah, AMD and Intel are coming out with new chips as well.
True. Yeah.
So we're going to see all different kinds of chips as usual, and get confused, and we'll have to do some articles on comparing them. Yeah, gives us something to do.
And NVIDIA too. You know, the NVIDIA's got a bunch of chips coming out, so lots happening, right? So anyway, all right. Let's. Any more comments before we get on to the stories?
Yeah, let me make a comment.
Okay, right.
Again, Intel. You're kind of saying, well, they're going to be bygone. No, I think they're going to be a strong competitor going forward. The Lunar Lake chips have come out. You're going to see a lot of competition from Intel. So I'm not writing them off right now.
I'm not writing them off. I'm saying, but I'm saying that we're going to be talking about maybe they're going to get bought out. We'll see.
Want to take a wager on that?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Eh?
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see.
Rather than the headline, I typically don't put much value in predictive headlines like this
Right.
one. This is going to happen. I'm much more interested in what has happened.
What is that?
I think the most important commentary in the article, though, was that the Chinese brand smartphones reached about 80% market share, with shipments growing 20% versus the iPhone, which was flattish. It would appear that the days of the iPhone being dominant in the country of China with 1 billion people population may be over. And let's see what happens to Apple when that does occur.
Absolutely. And Apple's, of course, been moving their manufacturing to India, and now has most of their manufacturing now in India. You're absolutely right, and it's a big change. And when you have that many people there, it really does make it.
That's the market, right? Again, India today is the most populous country in the world.
Yeah, yeah, it's very interesting. Any comments before we get on, Huey, onto the
Ron, this is for you. There's no I in Qualcomm. It's not Qualcomm. It's Qualcomm.
Did I make a mistake?
Yes.
All the time.
That's my first one this year, Ray.
Good thing we don't know how to count. We can do everything else, but we can't count.
All right, all right. Any other comments? Did I make any other mistakes?
Yeah, there's one right there. I got this up there.
Clark Walker says currently 52 degrees, wet, dry, wind from Canada.
Very dry.
From Canada. Overnight in the low 40s near Trenton, New Jersey.
That's good.
Diane, hi, Florida, a little cooler. Question or your opinion, is Gemini one of the good ones to use? I like Gemini. I use it all the time. It's of course made by Google, so it fits in with a lot of your Google stuff. But also Copilot's great, and also ChatGPT's great. I mean, all three of them.
Gemini is great if you want to analyze a video on YouTube, because it seems to do a better job of analyzing it, shortening it, or giving you information about videos.
They're each one is leapfrogging each other. It's changes daily. So, but they're all three are good. I would use all three and pick the one that you want. Maybe
what are the three you're talking about, Ron?
Which
Gemini?
Gemini? Which is Gemini? Is Gemini good?
Yeah, but you said all three.
I think he's talking about Gemini, Copilot, and ChatGPT, right, Ron?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
but I also use Claude and Perplexity.
Yeah, and I don't use. Well, maybe those could be used as well.
I only use Copilot because I cannot keep up with all of them at once. And since Copilot is integrated with my Microsoft Office, which I use every day, it only makes sense for me just to focus on that.
Yeah, that's the only one I'm paying for is Copilot.
Okay, let's get on with the story, as we should say. Let me just come down here, and we'll bring this to stage, and we will bring up now for everybody else here. Well, that's refreshing. I just wanted to, if you want to follow along with us as we go over the articles, just head over to Facebook and just type in Tech for Senior, and you'll find our page, and you can actually see the articles that we post. And we post them on a daily basis. So we don't often get to all the articles. So if you want to follow these along, just follow us along on Facebook through the week. You can see all the articles we post. And oftentimes we just talk about the title of the article. You might want to go back and look at it again, and they're all right on our page there. So I would encourage you to do that. Let me just come down here, and we'll come down to the first. I think Bob's got his first article. Deep fakes are getting deeper.
An excellent article to take a look at and get more familiar with deep fakes. And as it says, deep fakes are getting deeper. They're more believable than they've ever been, and this is only the start.
Let's have a look. We'll come down here. Here. Well, look, better than Perplexity. Notebook. Oh, Notebook LM. I use this. Great. Yeah, we talked about this a lot.
And that's from Google as well. Notebook LM, and Bob is using it as well. It is great. It does a really good job in explaining and talking about videos as well as a lot of other things you can do. And it actually puts together a real nice podcast that you can listen to.
You'll
Two
find
people
some of them
discussing the
on-
article.
You'll find quite a few of them on our Facebook page.
Yep.
Absolutely. Just to let people know, what this isn't a physical notebook. We're not talking about a notebook. We're talking about an experimental feature that Google. It's an experimental program that Google has, and they call it Notebook LM, and it's AI analyzing and creating certain things. And you can read the article. We don't need to go into the whole thing, but it's really cool, and it's free, right, Bob?
Yeah, because it's experimental.
Right.
What will happen to it once it gets out of the experimental stage? Who knows?
Right.
It might become a paid item. It might not exist at all anymore.
That's right. But I would encourage you, the article I'm sure will show you. It's just you go to notebook.lm, I think, and it's just a website. You go there, and then it's pretty cool, you know. And I'd encourage you to have some fun with it.
On our Facebook page, on my videos, if it says deep dive, it's not a video, it is a podcast, and it's done using Notebook LM.
And one of the Notebook LM standout features is its ability to process a wide array of formats. You can seamlessly integrate Google Docs, Google Slides, PDFs, images, and YouTube videos.
All right. Sealan UI, Huey, this is yours.
Yeah, it's one of the most powerful unofficial Windows customization tools. Just got released. I have not tried it yet, but it transforms Windows 11 and 10, offering customizable taskbars and an app launcher. The mod provides an alternative to Microsoft's default interface with features like a Rofi-based app launching, and you can download Sealan UI from the Microsoft Store for easy updates, or use GitHub for manual installation. So,
is this a Microsoft product, Huey?
No, but you can get it through the Microsoft Store.
So I guess my concern with something like this, and you know, you and I have been around a long time in Windows, and some of my friends in the past who are more ambitious than I was have actually downloaded, installed Windows replacement things on their PC, which has crashed and been a disaster and caused them a lot of grief. I guess I'm always nervous when I see something like this that's going to change and replace things. What disaster could this possibly happen with your machine? I'm not sure I'd want to. I don't think I'd want to, unless there's an awful good reason to go with something like that.
At worst, you'll reinstall Windows 11.
But my question would be, what is the benefit?
Exactly. And can you go back?
Yeah, it's customization that you currently can't do with Windows 11.
Yeah.
You're pretty much locked down to what Microsoft intends the taskbar to be like. Right. This bypasses those restrictions.
I don't know why that's a bad thing.
Yeah, I don't know. So I agree. Yeah.
They're not the only one that makes a product like this available. We used to use a lot of this on Windows 8 when it first came out.
Right. Huey, are you going grocery shopping?
Yeah, I definitely have to. I have an empty refrigerator.
Right?
I lost everything from having no power for 5 days. But this is Amazon announced a new exclusive discounts for Prime members shopping in store and online at Amazon Fresh, a new private label brand that offers great value for all customers and enhancements to the online experience that makes it easier for customers to shop for groceries from Amazon Fresh. In other words, like you've got the Walmart brand is called what? Great Value. Well, Amazon has their own Amazon Saver as a label
right,
and a brand.
Right.
And they'll be selling stuff cheap.
cheaper on that. It'll be like a name brand, like Kirkland,
Yeah.
right? Like Kirkland
Yeah,
for Costco,
yeah.
right? Right. And this is yours. Casio says no prospect of recovery yet after ransomware.
Yep, Casio is a big company, and they had a couple of their major systems compromised and as ransomware, and they haven't gotten back online.
Oh,
Wow.
really? Yeah, that's it's
So
amazing.
And so they've chosen not to pay the ransom?
Apparently,
Till now.
or for now anyway, yeah. And they're trying to, it's not all of their systems, but enough to make it very difficult for them. And they're trying to figure out how they can get around. Apparently, and Bob, correct me if I'm wrong. What happens is they plant that stuff. So as you do backups, you're actually getting the software, but it hasn't really installed itself or hasn't really shown its face until you've probably done a couple of backups. Then they go ahead and make it so it's ransomware. So if you go to some of your old backups, it's still going to have it in there. Is that correct?
It depends on how deep it's gotten before it's actually been activated.
Yeah.
So, and if it's been embedded really deep but not activated, then those backups from those copies, they can all be activated, and that ransomware will take effect even in your backups. You better have quite a few backups on hand.
Just an interesting one. I thought I'd put this up. Google Flights now has a cheapest tab. Just if there are many online flight services to look for what are the best flights. There's lots of different ones to choose from. You may or may not know about Google Flights, and I would encourage you to, if you are traveling, is to look at that. I use Google. I don't travel very much anymore, but Google Flights I used to use all the time, and it was my go-to person. And then it now has a new tab that says the cheapest flight, so you can sort them by that. So, and the nice thing about Google Flights is that when you click the links, it takes you directly to the airline site to do the transaction. So it's not like a third party that you're going through like Expedia or something like that.
Ron, I actually saw one on this 2 days ago for a round trip to Paris for $200 and some odd.
Yeah, but if you go and you book that, it's on the airline site, though.
That's correct. I went directly to American Airlines, which is where that special was. Yep.
So
it was. Somebody was saying that it was a news article that I read that somebody wanted to go see the Taylor Swift, and it was cheaper for them to get a flight to Paris than it was to go to their local one where they'd have to park and probably get a hotel. And in the long run, it was going to be cheaper to go to Paris to see the show because the tickets in Paris were cheaper.
That is amazing. All right, the next one that I wanted to talk about is called. Now, I didn't know this, and so this
Ron, you're missing one of yours.
Am I?
Yep.
All right, I'll just pop over to you, and I'll have a look and see. If your Apple alerts you to, this was a sleep apnea. I just wanted to remind people on the new Apple Watch that comes out. This is a good actually a good article on sleep apnea and watch and diagnose it on the watch. It's just now we all know that sleep apnea is a big problem, and of course the Apple Watch has a new feature, and it's supposed to diagnose or whatever, give you an indication that you have sleep apnea. And the worry is if you do it, I just want to let people know, because I'm a retired physician, is that please go and see some professional help. Seek some professional help. This is an indication you might have a problem. What we're starting to see now come out is snake oil. There's sleep apnea tablets. There's sleep apnea devices you can buy. Amazon's selling sleep apnea this, sleep apnea. So the worry is that you're going to you're going to sort of pick this up on your watch. You're going to then take some stuff that doesn't work. It's not going to be helpful for you. So if you do have problems, you think you're going to have problems with this, please seek out some professional help for this. Okay. Don't just take some stuff and try and do it yourself.
Ron, I've run into a new problem. It's also called sleep apnea. I wake up with an idea for a video in the middle of the night. I have to get up and take care of it.
Well, yeah, but once you do that, you go back to sleep, right?
Yeah. Easier said than done.
All right. So I think we're back to, we're back on here. Now I think this is really interesting. I want to talk about this for a minute. We all have YouTube Premium, which is a premium feature in which we don't get ads. And I think we all have it. Anybody that does any work on YouTube and does as much YouTube viewing as we do, we pay a certain amount per month, depending on what country you're in, and it takes the ads away. So you actually don't get ads. Now, what I had not heard about this before, but this is an article that came out on 9 to 5 Google this morning, and it talked about YouTube Premium Lite Plan, LITE, and I hadn't heard of this before, and that's because, of course, it isn't available in Canada or the United States. It's coming out in Europe, but this is coming out in the future. Now, what YouTube Lite is it basically removes most of the ads, but I think on YouTube Premium, it also gives you some music and it gives you some other features, which I never use. And this sort of strips out all those extras you get with YouTube Premium, and it just removes ads. And it's going to be, I just looked this up just a minute. Does it give, it is initially tested. It's initially tested in some European countries, but hasn't been rolled out globally. And I'm paying around $13 a month for my YouTube Premium, but that's in Canada in Canadian dollars.
You're getting it a heck of a lot cheaper than we are. I'm paying $15 a month.
Yeah, so it depends on what country you're in, but the reason I brought this up is I think it's worth. I think what it's worth. Just keep your eyes and ears out with this because it's coming. I think they're going to be rolling this out around the world, and it's going to be. And so what it is it's called Premium Lite, and watch for that because it's coming. We'll probably talk more about it, but it's a different plan than the premium we have. Pixel 9 exclusive app be coming to Pixel 8 series. Yes, this is an interesting one. This is to do with video editing, and it's called the Pixel Studio app, and it could be headed, and this is a premium feature in the Pixel 9s, and they could be releasing this to the Pixel 8s, which will be great because I own a Pixel 8. There you go. Jerry does too, so we're looking forward to that. Now we already talked about this. The new iPad mini is already on sale at Walmart. So save $15 on, I guess on pre-orders. So it'll be available, I guess, on the 23rd. So this is a big announcement and certainly something to think about if you're in the business for an iPad mini. Huey.
Yeah, Google's starting to roll out an AI organized search results as a new links and citations format in the Google AI overviews. They're rolling out a search result pages organized with AI in the US, beginning with recipes and meal inspiration on mobile, and then they'll be adding more things to it. But it gives you a lot more information at the beginning of the search results. In other words, they're trying to be both AI and a regular search engine.
Actually gives you recipes in your search.
Yeah.
All right. The big announcement this week from Amazon is the Color Kindle. So they've released a new Kindle this week, and it's in color. I think it's $256. It's a paperwhite with a color screen. So I guess.
So it's not black on white?
No, it's color.
What is it then?
Color.
But what color's on what color?
Oh, it's been black and white.
No,
Yeah,
it's black and white probably
only.
while you're reading, but if the color of the books and everything will be color.
And you'd have to pay extra for that.
That
doesn't seem worth the money, whatever it's going to be.
Ray, I'm not for it. I'm just reading. I'm just the bearer of the news. I don't know. I
thought the article that you read might have explained.
Yeah,
it.
well, yeah, I did. It's for years, users have asked Amazon to make a color version of its e-reader. The company now is finally delivering and launching the new Kindle Color Soft Signature Edition, a device that has a lot of in common with the new Paperwhite. Instead of black and white, it's color all over. The Color Soft costs $279 and is available for pre-order today, starting October 30th.
Okay.
One of my neighbors who's technically challenged wanted to read books when he traveled. And so he bought a Kindle, and he couldn't find anybody to help him with it. He went to the library and he had some one-on-one training at the library, and he sent it back. And what he got was a Fire tablet that they have. And now he's able to download books to it and read them, and he's much happier. So,
well, I mean, you can put the Kindle app on your any tablet, Android tablet. You can put it on your phone. You can read your books on your phone. You can read them on your Samsung tablet. Whatever device you have, whether it's an iPad, you can download and put the app there, and it's in color. So I mean, we have all these devices, and it works just fine. But if you specifically wanted the Paperwhite, or you want a Kindle e-reader for whatever reason you want, then you now have the ability to have it in color. Android 15, I'm not going to get into. We'll be doing a lot of talk about this. It did download on my Pixel 8 phone. For those of you who may be worried about this, the menuing system is exactly the same. In fact, when you download it, you'll notice, you'll be scared and you'll wonder what's going to happen. Exactly the same. You'll never even know that you have it. It's all behind the scenes and features that you can use. So don't be worried about it. It's not going to change your life. It looks exactly the same. So, and I'm not going to go into all the articles on all the details, but if you want, this is an article that lists all the features. Oh, did you guys see this?
Yes.
Flippy. Did you see this? Isn't this cool? So this Flippy, of course, is a robot. And this actually, if you look at, I guess you can't see that. I'm bringing it. Flippy is made by a company called MISO, and and they're doing a crowdsourcing on it. And the investment so far is that they've got $133 million. They sold out their first run of Flippy, and what it is it's an automated robotic system for French fries. So no longer will you have to employ teenagers to flip French fries in McDonald's, and you will be. And I think most fast food franchises now will be looking at total automation to survive. I mean, it's just not going to happen. And they sold out within the first week. They said robots can add up to $20,000 in monthly profits, and they sold all their production out in the first week. So they're now doing a second round. And
I think you've got the same article that I read, that if you go to the article, they've got some videos that show it working, and it's really amazing.
Yeah, it's really working. So I thought that was pretty darn cool. But it's called Flippy, and good investment for those but they raised quickly $133 million. So interesting.
And it's good for the consumer. The company makes more, and we don't get to pay less.
Exactly. Huey, YouTube Premium feature is now available to all users. What is
there's some things. There were some things that were features for YouTube Premium, which now, if you don't have Premium, you still can get. Let me see if I can find what those. One is a sleep timer That if you're in the habit of having YouTube put you to sleep, it can shut itself off after a certain amount of time. Now, I have one of my TVs has a timer built into it, so I could just turn the TV off, but this will turn off the YouTube. And let's see what else it includes. The other new features that YouTube has stated it will roll out includes updated mini player. This mini player can be resized and moved anywhere on the screen. So you can be watching a video while you're doing other things. These changes aren't just for the web or mobile app either. Your YouTube app for TV is also getting some of the updates with a more cinematic feel and redesigned video player for YouTube Shorts.
Huey, is there any more? We probably should do some questions. We're sort of in the last 15 minutes. Any
Ready?
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun today. We missed you last week.
Yeah, let's see.
Diane says, I liked it as I could ask it a question in text and it could answer for an image.
She was talking about Gemini. Yeah.
Ron's mistake is understandable as he lives near Qualcomm Beach. That's it. That's why I made the mistake. You're absolutely right. Murray. Steve Parker, remember to click the like to everyone. Thank you. Yes, like and subscribe.
Please do so on Facebook, or I believe you can also do it in
YouTube. Yeah, we broadcast
YouTube.
Yep. Steve Parker, Mike Saunders. I watched a YouTube video about a new official Commodore computer this week. It was amazing. If you used a PET, or VIC-20 or C64 Black, then.
The videos have been around forever, and we're still waiting for that Commodore to come out.
Yeah, I had a Commodore PET as my first computer in 1978.
Wow.
Steve Parker says even the so-called professionals make serious mistakes with diagnosing sleep apnea. Absolutely. Genealogy. I have iOS 18 on my old iPhone.
And we're caught up.
All right. Let's come back to the articles here. This is a new feature on, and we'll get a few of these as we go through them now on your on the Android 15. Is that you can turn on theft protection, and AI knows if someone's snatched your phone. So if you're, it's interesting. Yesterday at the airport, I work as a greeter, and people often ask me to stop, and they give me their cell phone to take pictures. And I take a picture of them, and they smile, and we get it all their family. Don't do that if you're traveling. If you're in any other country, don't give a little kid that comes up your phone, because it's gone. Like, it'll be gone. And sometimes when you're holding your phone, even in countries, people can go by and snatch your phone from you. And the act of snatching the phone, AI knows it's happening and will lock it, and and it all goes on. Anyway, this is on the new Android 15, and it's a Kim Commando article, and she wrote it.
And you missed 3 articles.
I didn't.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, I'm coming over to you then, Huey, and you can help me out with that.
Yeah, this one's yours. TSMC is making chips for Apple in the U.S.
That's Ray's article. That's the that's his
Ray?
article. That's
no. You're the one who posted it. Yep.
And it's actually producing now. I think it's for the Apple 14, but they're producing a big time number of chips. It's fully operational plant, and it's probably one of the earlier ones in maybe it's in Chandler or Mesa. Anyway, it's there. This is the FTC canceling your subscriptions.
An article we covered a long time ago. It's finally coming to fruition.
It is. So, and one of the worst ones is PayPal. You know how you get those subscriptions and you're doing that and you've signed up in PayPal, and then it's automatically you get dinged each year. canceling your subscription is not always easy, and they're going to make it as it's a one button, recommending that it's a one button that you can just hit that and you're
You're supposed to
unsubscribed.
be able to unsubscribe just as easily as they make it for you to subscribe.
Correct.
That's the ruling.
Yeah, and that's coming up and more on that. But it looks like this is all passed and it's going to be law now. And then this is Amazon is joining Google and Microsoft in. This is more nuclear power.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're so Google's getting into we've talked about that last week, but Google now has 3 nuclear power plants that's want to fire up and get going because they need the power.
And now Amazon's going to be doing it. I posted this earlier too, or later. You'll see it as we go along. Okay, now we're down to that was one.
Now we're okay. So I can go back. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Huey. All right. Let's have a look here.
Nope. The next one you missed too.
JP Morgan. Oh, this was interesting. Yeah. JP Morgan this came out this morning, is winning the AI banking battle. Very interesting. JP Morgan started their AI division a number 10 years ago. Like they started working on, and they're a bank. They're nothing to do with Microsoft or anything like that. They're a bank, right? And they started their AI division. They now have over 400 people working in their AI department. And this actually is coming to fruition now, and they're seeing big improvements in security and a lot less fraud in JP Morgan, which is actually hurling them ahead of the pack. They're now one of the, their profits are way up because of the investment they made in AI. So I thought that was just an interesting story.
Now you can go back to yours.
Okay. And SpaceX, FCC approval for Starlink upgrades to deliver. Yeah, this is interesting. So,
speed. Yep.
This is interesting. Did you guys follow this one? So Elon Musk has requested that they change. He wants to change the orbits of the satellite and make them a bit lower.
Well, no, not the orbit, just the way it positions.
No, but they're talking also, if you read the article, they want to lower the orbit as well, so that it's less latency. It's faster to get up and back, and also change the way it's aligned. True, but also lower some of them, and this is going to increase the speed by up to 10 times factor, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I mean, right now, it's most of us who live in urban areas. I mean, there are lots better ways to get internet, but it, so it's not really a competition for the big masses of people that want to use it. But maybe if it increases in speed, maybe it will be. I don't know.
Yeah, and they refer to it as
the 1 terabyte
meaningful updates.
Yeah, yeah, interesting.
There's something for everybody to keep an eye on to see what actually happens at the FCC.
Yeah. This is Proton's VPN. We talk a lot about VPNs. This was a review article on Proton's VPN. Proton, of course, is a company that is synonymous with security. It's out of Switzerland, and the article was an excellent review of it. It's quite economical, quite reasonably priced, and from a company that there's for sure they're doing the right thing, and it also works for geolocating yourself, and also apparently beats Netflix on their geolocating issues. So that a lot of positive things written in the article about it. This was an article that came out iPhone. So the issue here is new charging that has come out with iPhones, and this is they call it the MagSafe charger, and I'll let you read the article, but basically it's a faster way of charging the latest iPhone, but it's expensive because when you buy this, they only sell you the actual. They don't sell you the charging cord. They'd sell you the charging pad that's on the back here, and then the cord is extra. So it's like $39 for the pad, and then the $39 for the cord, and it doesn't quite charge as fast as they say. So if you're interested in this, I'm not going to belabor the point. Read the article. It's a good one. So you might want to read that before you buy it.
Is that why you posted it 3 times?
Yeah, that's an important article. It's important.
Wow. Three times for emphasis.
Yeah, I know. Huey, this is yours, I think.
Yeah, I grabbed this for myself, but I said, oh, I'll share it with people. If you're looking for AI tools that change how you create content, there's some good links in there for some of the AI tools that I use and some that I don't that I want to try. So there's a good article about it. And this was the let's see, iOS 18.2. It's not out yet. In fact, 18.1 isn't out yet, but 18.2 is going to have some top features and some hidden upgrades. This article talks about them. So they're not out yet because we're still on 18.0.1. And Amazon to bring same-day prescription deliveries to nearly half of the U.S. next year. So not only are you going to be able to get your groceries cheaper, but you can get your prescriptions on the same day delivered by Amazon. Now it's going to be interesting how they're going to handle the insurance companies, whether they're going to go ahead and allow your copays and so on using Amazon for delivery. But we'll see what happens.
Well, have you seen what's happening at CVS and Walgreens? I mean, they're closing a lot of stores, and CVS is in big trouble, and Walgreens closing a lot of stores. And they didn't talk specifically about it, but I suspect this is probably due to Amazon, right?
A lot of theft and stuff is also a big
cause. Yeah. Theft is probably the biggest reason. There's so many things they have to put behind locked doors and and so on in those stores because they're just, especially in a lot of the cities, they're just robbing them.
Well, I've been watching this. I think this is Amazon. This is a big deal with Amazon, and I think it's a great service.
Yeah, we'll have to see how their pricing is.
Mm.
And
who did not want the launch or retrieval of this?
Yeah, but it's just utterly amazing now that they can get back everything they send up and reuse it. And it's just
recycle.
And it's saving millions and millions of dollars by doing that.
But this is not just landing where you want it to. It's actually being caught by the same launch pad that sent it up in the first place. When they get this all perfected, you'll be able to send it up, catch it, and ship it out again.
And let's see, this was Apple launch a business caller ID service next year. So, you get a lot of calls and it may say a particular business and you don't know whether it's a scam, whether it's actually them or not. Well, what they're going to be able to do on these phones and with the service is you'll see the actual logo of the company as you're in the caller ID, and you'll know that it's actually from that particular company until the bad guys learn how to duplicate it.
Mm-hmm.
And Ray, this was you.
Okay. I did all mine this morning. Let's see what this one is about. So NASA is offering $3 million to help solve a problem. So those of you that are looking for something to do, they're seeking the public's innovative approaches to waste management on the moon and aim to take lessons that they learned from that back to Earth for the benefit of all. So they're trying to combat their problem with the recently announced Lunar Recycle Challenge, a 2-phase competition people can enter to help be more sustainable when it comes to space missions.
Send waste management up there. They'll take care of it.
And Ray, this is yours.
The Shazam brand is a new AI-powered collar containing speakers and sensors that let your pet talk to you. This is going to be just like the dogs in the Pixar movie Up. Now, once your pet is wearing the band, you can have a conversation with it, and the band emits a human voice in response to your questions. Now, let's face it, it doesn't actually translate, but somehow it articulates your pet's mood experience with little sound bites that start a conversation. So if you're an animal lover, this is a worthwhile article to read, and it might be just the beginning of communicating with your pet.
I love it. I love it. I think that's great.
All right, this one I think I like the best out of all the articles I posted today. Back in 1981, American Airlines, in an effort to raise some quick cash, offered free first-class tickets for life to any individual willing to pay $250,000 on the spot. It was called AA Air Pass. A total of 66 people signed up, including a gentleman named Steve Rothstein, that you see his picture there. He purchased one in 1987, and in 21 years, he alone cost American Airlines over $21 million in profits. By 2008, Rothstein traveled 30 million miles across using 10,000 flights, all free of charge. Sometimes the best laid plans.
Yeah.
I love it. Why did they cancel his ticket? I mean, is that legal? I mean, maybe
I'm sure it was written in it. They can't. This went on for years, and they didn't realize how much money he was costing the airline until recently. And once it came to light, they said, "Oh." And in fact, the article will tell you he was on his way to Bosnia. He was in the middle of some airport somewhere when they canceled it.
Oh no!
It wasn't like he was at home. He was in the middle of one of his many flights.
I would now own American Airlines if I had a non-cancelable contract and they cancel it. That's a good thing.
I'm not saying it was non-cancelable contract. I'm just saying it was a contract that he had for so many years. They didn't realize what it was costing them. When they did, they pulled it back.
Ray, unfortunately, I know you have some more articles, but we need to. It's top of the hour. Huey, is there anybody that we need to?
Yeah, let's take a look. Just a few comments.
Mike Ungerman, Android 15 is still installing. Well, it takes a while. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Genealogy, Sig, I love my Commodore 64. Jeff says the rampant theft says a lot about our society today. Yes. Steve Parker, I rebuilt my Commodore 64 into a Commodore 256. Mike Ungerman, my first computer in 1979 was a CompuColor 2. I'll bet I'm the only one in this group to have one.
I didn't.
I didn't have one of those. All right. Well, listen, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to us for the last hour. Lots of articles. I want to thank our group today. Thank you, Huey. It's nice to see you back. I'm glad
Good to be back.
I'm glad
you have power and air conditioning, and
yeah, you're just back like your old self, like nothing ever happened, which is just great. I'm really happy. We're happy to have you back, Bob. Again, thank you for helping last week and doing such a great job. And we're glad to have you here as well. We're always glad to have you here. And Ray, thank you for stepping in and pinch hitting for Bill because he couldn't be here today. Thank you so much. I know it was short notice for you and you had to rearrange some plans.
Just call me replacement Ray.
We look forward to that, and we look forward to seeing everybody on our Monday show on Monday. So thank you for coming, everyone, and we will see you on Monday, or we'll be back same time, same place next week. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.